Hello and welcome to That's a Wrap. I'm Anthony Gentry, your host for today, and with me is Austin Jameson.
Hello, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, today we are going to talk about Encanto, the new Disney movie.
The new latest work. It's not directed by, but he laid his hands on it. Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, he made the story, wrote the songs.
He did the story?
Yeah,
okay.
He was really involved with this.
Okay. I'll have to change what I'm saying later. Anyways, we don't have much to talk about. Usually we have about like 15 to 20 minutes of filler. Not much has come out recently. There, at least in trailer form, I believe we'll get to this. New poster, official poster for Sonic the Hedgehog 2.
Yes.
The sequel to a film that I genuinely enjoyed.
I was pleasantly surprised by that movie.
Really good.
It honestly was, yeah.
That was very influential to me, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't have nearly enough time to explain the intricacies of a live-action Sonic movie or the controversies behind what...
Hopefully nothing like that again.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
It would if they got Tails wrong.
I mean, that's what they do. They make the PR. It works.
Yeah. They got a lot of people to go see the movie.
But yeah, so this is a podcast, so obviously I can't show you the poster. I assure you it is cool. We have Jim Carrey in his authentic Robotnik form.
Yeah, it has like Sonic and Tails.
Like a Tails in his
with
plane.
Like propeller plane kind of. I thought the poster looked really cool.
Yeah.
It makes me really excited for it. Idris Elba is playing Knuckles.
You're kidding.
No.
Is he in it?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's playing Knuckles. It's weird. The original Tails actor is playing Tails in this.
Is he?
Yeah, but none of the other actors.
I think it's Roger Craig Smith.
He plays Sonic. Yeah.
That's sad. Who is it? Who is it again? It's
Ben Schwartz. Yeah,
right.
from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
A lot of other things. He was great in Parks and Rec. I really liked him in that.
He is a pretty good Sonic, but nothing will beat the original Sonic, which is kind of.
I like his Sonic.
I do. I like the Donut Lord.
Yeah.
What's his name?
James Marsden?
Yes, thank you. He's from Hairspray. That's what I was clocking back to see. But I'm excited for it. I had a really good time in the first movie. I watched it twice in theaters,
I did too.
which I do not do often. Anthony does a little more.
A little more. I used to never see a movie more than once. And then recently with I get free tickets, so I'm like, why not? Just go see it. I saw a Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah, we're not going to be talking about this one in the episode, so go ahead.
It was I thought it would be awful. It was better than I thought it would be.
Okay.
Still a bad movie.
Fair enough.
There was some actually really cool homages to the game.
Have you played the original series?
I've played the remakes for 2 and 3, and then I played 7 and 8.
Gotcha.
So I haven't played the original just because of the gameplay.
Yeah, fair enough.
But they had some scenes, especially in the police station, that were kind of like an exact replica of the game. So I thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
Other than that, it was
not
kind of
heard much about it. To the extent of my knowledge with Resident Evil, we get 1 or 2 people coming into the last showtime, and then I've not heard anything about it. This movie has released. It's still in theaters.
Yeah.
But it's going to leave without me barely noticing it.
It does not seem to be making a mark. Although I did see the other day a graphic for all the November movies that came out, or big November movies. And this, Resident Evil and Eternals, are the only 2 movies that have actually surpassed their budget in terms of... Yeah. At least I think in just domestic grosses. But I could be wrong. The graphic I saw could have been wrong. But I find that very interesting. Your beloved Clifford didn't make its budget back.
I don't believe that. Where are you getting your information from?
A lot of different sources. I can bring up Box Office Mojo or the numbers.
Anti-Clifford propaganda is what I'm hearing.
Just a bit.
But yeah, there's not been a whole lot coming out. Not a lot of movie teases. We're kind of building up to Spider-Man. I think everybody's super solely focused on that. I did watch. I told you about this. I don't think you watched it. I watched Midsommar, or Midsommar, however you want to pronounce it. I don't know if it's the newest, but it's one of the most recent Ari Aster films.
Yeah, it's his most recent.
Not for me. I can understand the way I described it was it is a really good film that I really, really didn't like. Everything was put together. Everything was like well, by no means did it make sense.
Oh, really?
Well, it did, I guess, but like it's hard to talk about it. Well, it's come out long enough, so I don't think there's anything I could say that could spoil the film because nothing would still click.
Yeah.
I expect I saw Hereditary, and I was also equally confused by that one. Have you seen Hereditary?
No, Ari Aster's films, Hereditary, Midsommar,
they are just
refuse
messed up.
to see. Yeah, just because I know what happens in it.
Yeah.
I know how messed up it is.
Mm-hmm.
I do not want to go through that. I've seen the ending of Midsommar multiple times when I worked at the movie theater and I would have to ush the theater. And that was disturbing enough.
Yeah, I don't. I respect it as a film, but I really, really didn't enjoy almost any of it.
The only Ari Aster thing I've seen is The Strange Thing About the Johnsons, which is all I need to know about that guy. Yeah. That is like a short film. Did you watch it?
I watched the first. It's a 30-minute short film that was it released like in like a festival or theaters?
I think it was a film festival.
Okay, it's on YouTube. I'm
not
not sure if legally or not, but
maybe not legally. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Yeah, the first 10 seconds will give you a very direct vibe of. I imagine.
No,
like,
no.
What am I talking about? This is Ari Aster.
The short film, like you kind of have to watch it without knowing exactly what it's about. Mm-hmm. But it's about a boy who is deeply in love with his father.
Is it?
Yes.
I quit. I couldn't. I just watched Midsommar. I told him, and then he was like, "Have you ever seen this?" I was like, "No," and I clicked on it, and I was immediately uncomfortable.
Yeah,
again.
it is. It's very disturbing. Mm-hmm. Moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah. So, like you said, Spider-Man comes out.
Yes.
Next week, actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We'll have that review out for you the Wednesday after.
That's really like less than 10 days, huh?
Yeah.
8 days, because we're seeing it on Thursday.
We are, yeah, 8 days away.
Oh God.
Yeah, so to prepare for that, I know we've both been watching all the Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
I am getting through them much faster than I thought I would be.
I'm getting not quite as fast. I want to. I just don't have the time.
Yeah. Well, see, I just put it on either in the background or whenever I have a chance, I'll even watch like a little 3-minute section.
How dare you not put your 100% attention on Tobey Maguire's performance?
What performance?
What do you mean?
Okay. Yeah, let's go into this.
Dirt in your eye.
I am already on Homecoming. So I've seen.
Okay.
I've seen the Raimi trilogy. I've seen Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2. That first Raimi film. Yeah. What were they on when they made it? Like
they were on performance-enhancing green gas.
Yeah, but like.
You know, I'm something of a scientist myself.
It's so wacky. I always quote this tweet because I think it's so on the nail. Mm-hmm. It is. I forget who tweeted it out, but it said the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man has all the gravitas of a Shakespearean tragedy and all the nuance and subtlety of a chainsaw. And that is so true.
Oh my goodness.
It is so bonkers.
Yeah.
It is so all over the place. Especially that Thanksgiving scene with Willem Dafoe. I always lose it when he touches the food and Aunt May just slaps him.
Yeah. I mean... Yes.
And the Our Father scene.
Flaws, but
when Goblin just explodes the house and she's like, oh.
I feel like you have to look at it with
I know.
It was 2002, I believe, was the first film.
Yes, it was. It was the pinnacle of superhero movies.
That was good back then.
It was. Yeah, it was. It was groundbreaking, too.
It was groundbreaking still.
I don't know about still.
I don't know. Listen, I can't defend these films. I really, really enjoy them.
I don't hate them. I still think they are, at the end of the day, good movies.
They're part of, whether you like it or not, they have had a very big hand in defining and building Spider-Man as to what we expect. he is one of, if not like the first significant origin story that we all get tired of over and over again of Uncle Ben getting shot and killed.
Poor Uncle Ben. He just keeps getting killed.
And then we almost dodged it with MCU, but they have the freshman year animated series where we're gonna get to see him die again.
Poor Uncle Ben.
Poor guy. But all that aside, I'm really excited. I think Spider-Man 2 Raimi film.
I think that holds up.
The most I'm excited to see. I'm crawling my way through the first one. I'm near the end, but like
I gotta say though, after watching that and then immediately The Amazing Spider-Man, I already liked The Amazing Spider-Man the most, and this just enhanced that.
Besides Tom Holland as well.
Yeah. I mean,
Interesting.
I'm towards the end of Homecoming. I'm almost at the Vulture fight.
Gotcha.
Like he just left his Homecoming dance. So I do
really like Homecoming.
I really like Homecoming. I remember being a little, not lukewarm on it, but like liking it a lot, but not loving it.
I know what you mean.
But I'm loving it right now, just watching it. So I love Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, I just really liked it.
I really like his Spider-Man, but I don't think I'll ever be able to be convinced that his Peter Parker was good, solid Peter Parker.
I really like his Peter Parker too.
Cool.
I didn't like. Sure, he rides a skateboard.
That's epic.
But there was one moment where he did that like boy band like look face, where I was like, okay. But for the most part, I didn't think he was like too cool. He was this nerdy kid who was just in the photography club, kind of keeping to himself. I can see why, like him being bullied. Yeah. And one thing I really liked about it was in The Amazing Spider-Man, there's a scene with Flash bullying someone, and Peter tries to stop him. Yeah. He says like, "Hey Flash, like cut it out, like stop bullying him."
I wouldn't want to fight me neither.
And it brought me back to like Captain America. Where at the beginning, before he gets his powers, he's trying to be good, but he just can't because he doesn't have the skill set yet. Yeah. And the same here with Peter in The Amazing Spider-Man. He's trying to do good, but he just can't yet without his skill set. Whereas in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, Tobey just like sees Mary Jane getting harassed, and he's like, "I wish she was mine," and just like does not care. He just only cares about her. Also, their relationship is like, for one, it's so toxic. Mary Jane is a toxic person. She cheats on everyone she gets a chance with.
Yeah, I've not seen the second and third film yet. I'm nothing. Well, I don't know. I'm getting interesting vibes for sure.
Well, the entire second one, I mean, I'm sure you remember,
vaguely.
But she's engaged to this guy, and the entire time she's like, "Peter, why don't you love me?" And then she leaves him at the altar at the very end to be with Peter.
Epic.
Yeah, and then it feels so forced, like they like each other because they're supposed to like each other. Yeah. Whereas in Amazing Spider-Man, they like each other because they have real chemistry.
Yeah. And I love the conclusion of, like, just the end. Are you talking about your Gwen Stacy with Amazing Spider-Man? Yeah.
I got
good.
I almost cried at the end of Amazing Spider-Man 2 again.
Ultimately, if you've seen the trailer for No Way Home, you can build your own theories and such. But I look forward to what I would say is the inevitable. But knock on wood. I don't have wood near me. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're not here to speculate about No Way Home, but I'm very excited for that part.
Yes,
and I do think they'll be in it.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
Have you seen the new? I don't know if we talked about this last episode. The Sony commercial, where it's like, and they have two very special guests coming out to join us, and it's
Ned and Zendaya.
And I like that.
Jacob Batalon.
And they're
it's
like
Ned, and then Zendaya.
And then they start talking about it's like, yep, it's us. It's
who
like, who else could it be?
Who else would it be? And I'm like, okay, if Sony themselves are doing this, then they are for sure going to be in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really like Amazing Spider-Man. I think it gets a bad rap. I think it's so underrated.
I'm gonna have to watch it again before I comment on anything.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2 and 3, I do really like Spider-Man 3, it is a little messy with the
Spider-
villains. Yeah, especially that emo Parker scene.
We don't
that
talk
takes
about
up
that.
so much of a chunk of the movie for no reason.
I'm gonna put some dirt
And
in your eye.
and then Venom is just thrown in for no reason at the end.
Why not?
Like, I get they were like kind of building up to it,
Yeah.
but then when he takes over Eddie Brock, and then Eddie immediately knows what to do, and like you could say maybe Venom was influencing him or whatever, but it just felt so thrown in.
Yeah.
And even in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Goblin is thrown in at the end.
Yeah.
But it's not like built up to be like, oh, just wait till you see Goblin. It's no, Electro. And then in the background, this Goblin stuff is happening.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, and it was supposed to be set up for the third one.
Right.
And we didn't get it.
But who knows? Who knows what the future
knows?
holds? But yeah. So join us 2 weeks from now. Next week's episode, or this sounds like the finale, like the end of the episode. It is not. We still have a main movie to talk about.
Yes.
Well, we'll be talking about Andrew Garfield again next week, and then the week after that, maybe we'll see.
It's all Andrew Garfield talk.
I guess if he is in it or not, we won't be talking about that, but we'll be, just vibing, talking about the movie. But anyways, with our MCU weekly dose over, let's go ahead and move on to
Encanto.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, before that, I watched Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Okay, sure.
It was fine. Just real quick. It was fine. It wasn't the best. It was rushed.
That's all?
It was 58 minutes. It was too short.
I guessed that, by the way. That was completely genuine.
I did. I thought you were, you looked it up or something.
He texted me, he was like, hey, guess how long the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie is? And I was like, 58 minutes. 58 M is all I sent. And he was like, yeah,
I said you're a genius.
I'm like,
and then you were like, wait, what?
That was a genuine
It's
guess.
exactly 58 minutes long.
Yes.
It's so
I'm
short.
a genius.
But yeah, it was fine. Anyway, Encanto.
Encanto.
Yeah, this is the 60th movie by Disney Animation Studios. It is directed by, I think, Jared Bush.
Was it the two people?
Yes. Actually, three people.
Oh, wow.
Directed by Jared Bush and Byron Howard. And then Charisse Castro-Smith is a co-director on it.
Okay.
I'm not entirely sure where the co-director and then directors come from.
Mm-hmm.
But Jared Bush and Byron Howard...
like the classic Disney people?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Moana, Hercules, and all that.
I don't know about Moana. They've only directed Zootopia before.
Then I'm thinking
they
of different people,
were
if
writers
that's
on
the case.
Moana.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. But yeah, they did work on
cameos
Moana.
and all the things like that.
So these people only worked on Zootopia, which I also liked.
Yeah, Zootopia was fun.
It was fun. So starting off, what did you think about it?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the love I feel for Frozen or Frozen 2 or Tangled level.
Yeah.
But and it didn't beat Coco either, but that's also Pixar, so
Coco
I'm going to
is
put that in its own
tier.
ring. Coco is boy.
Yeah.
Me and my girlfriend saw it, and we were like, oh, let's listen to Coco on our way to the DQ, and we for a millisecond we accidentally let the reprise of Remember Me where Coco's singing it, and oh my god, bro, yeah. That movie messes people up.
That does. It messed me up. I remember watching in the theater, and so many people were crying at that part.
Encanto, I will also say, it had its moments where I also teared up at it. Let's talk about the impression. I do want to hit on the short film that's they put before. But I did really like it. The beginning was kind of slow for me because. In the beginning, I asked myself, what would I give this, about 30 minutes in? And I'd give it, 3 out of 5 stars. And it...
Oh, out of 5.
Yeah. And it worked its way up, to a 4 by the end, easily.
Yeah, for me, I liked it, too. I didn't think it was the best Disney movie, like you say, but it was fine. I think it does have a message.
Yes.
And that message is made, very apparent, at the very beginning. I don't know if it was very apparent, but I was just thinking about it. Basically, without any spoilers, it's really about family and about the struggles that you can face with that family.
Join us next week for every Fast and Furious.
No.
a family, yes.
Yes.
It had a very good...
I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry, that was my bad. It had a very good vibe and a good message.
Like, the struggles of family and like the pressure that comes with it. And I gotta say, I was watching it, and towards that beginning, I was like, man, that abuela, she sucks.
Yeah.
Because what it's about is this big family. They all are like have superpowers. One of them can control the weather. The other can shapeshift.
I should technically, her emotions
influence the weather. Yes, the other one is like perfect in every way, and she can produce flowers and things like that. The other, really the only name I know besides the main character, Luisa, is very strong.
I know the perfect one was Isabella. I don't know the weather.
I'm
Luisa
very bad with catching names in movies.
I will say, well, we can save the short film for the end since we're already pretty deep into Encanto. But my biggest problem with the film is that at least for songs, I couldn't understand anything, and that is just like that is on me. I don't know if it's my hearing. Well, I think it was also a matter of the theater. Mm-hmm. The instruments were much, much louder than the vocals.
Yeah.
And so, on top of it being like this super fast-paced, like Lin-Manuel Miranda style of writing where it's all rapping and in Spanish, it was it wasn't hard to follow because visually they were still good at telling the story that way. There was a lot of songs where I couldn't tell you one word of what they actually said.
Yeah, it's really hard
I could tell
for
you what
me
they meant.
To just in general like understand lyrics in musicals. Mm-hmm. But it gets even worse with like crowds of people.
Yeah,
every song is like a crowd of people, and so it was so hard for me to like understand. There were some like Luisa's song.
I understood some of. I will also say that was my least favorite song.
I think
it was such a it's like a hit and a miss at the same exact time.
I liked it.
I loved the point of the song and the purpose and the story point that it held. It was really good in that sense. Like it felt like a song should be there, and it landed good for the message that it was trying to tell.
Yeah.
But comparing it to like Moana's songs, it was like It's Shiny, where it's like I'll listen to it and I'll watch it on YouTube if it gets recommended to me again, but I can't like listen to this for a prolonged amount of time.
I thought the song about Bruno was great.
I thought really the beginning was really bad, and then the one thing Lin-Manuel Miranda will never mess up is when all of the different parts and the melodies come together at the end of a song, like Nonstop Style or Alabanza, 96,000 from In the Heights. Mm-hmm. Any of those examples, he always nails it. And this was not an exception. It was the end of it was big and awesome, and I didn't need to understand any of the words. It was just like, whoa.
I will say though, usually after a Disney movie, there's at least one song where it's like it's in my ear, like I'm always hearing it, like just listening to it. There was no song for this where I like wanted to go and listen to it afterwards. Yeah. I thought they were all fine. They were good for the story. None of them were like bad for me, but none of them were like catchy enough for me to like want to go listen to it or for it to be in my head.
I agree. I don't see myself. Well, there's only one song that I really really liked. I don't know the name of it, and it's not like a song vocally sung by any of the characters, but it's sung over the background of a scene like later in the movie. Bro, that hit. If I had hypothetically teared up at any point, you know what, screw it, I did tear up. That's okay.
Yeah.
It was there.
Yeah.
That whole, like, the beginning, it wasn't too bad. The short film that we're going to talk about, that sobered me up really quickly. That sounded bad. I do not, anyways, it wasn't used in that context. But it messed me up.
I can see that, yeah.
And then the beginning of the film, like about midway, it was like Disney.
It felt really rushed to me, especially the ending, because they set up this town and all the members of the family, they're told that you get these powers, and like with Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. Serve your town.
Yeah.
And immediately, I know for me, I kind of got what the film was getting at as like, it's gotta be really stressful to keep up with everything. And then right when I thought that, it was Luisa's scene. And she's like picking up this church. She's trying to find these donkeys.
Right.
And so much. And then I'm like, that's gotta be so stressful, especially for a teenager.
Yeah.
And then she sings, "It's so stressful. I'm a teenager. Help." And then, Mirabel. This is kind of like the whole point. Mirabel does not have any powers.
Yes.
And because of that, her grandma just does not care about her at all.
Yeah.
And that's where I was thinking at the beginning, like, this grandma kind of sucks. Where it was just like, so because she doesn't have any power, she's worthless. And then it was like a problem for me with the movie. And then I understood.
Right.
Oh, that's what they're getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not a problem. It's just part of the story.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought the middle part, I kind of liked it. I thought it was good. It was like her trying to unravel this mystery.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it's like, mystery solved. We know what we have to do. We're going to do it. Yay. The day saved. And then it just felt so rushed.
I feel like I agree that it was rushed, but I would describe it in a different way. In terms of the characters and their importance, and like in terms of like ranking how important each one is, because in the first song that you get that typical like, I believe it's literally called the Family Madrigal, where they introduce like each character one by one. Here's their powers, here they are, and they're all introduced pretty equally. And then as soon as you get into the film, there's pretty much 3 family members or like cousins or sisters that are directly important and like that will come up later. And so like in the conclusion of the film, without like giving detail to it, they really don't like focus on the dynamic between much of anybody else. Every other family member gets turned into more comedic relief.
Yeah.
Than getting turned into a member of the family.
Especially the little subfamily of the person whose her emotions control the weather.
Yeah.
Her husband, and then their son, who is the shapeshifter. They're like, they were just basically comedic relief.
Yeah.
I still like their characters. I thought I need to find their names.
The names is one of the hardest parts.
The person who could control the weather. I thought she was a good character.
Yeah.
I really like the husband, too. So it's not that, like, they were bad. They just didn't have a lot of time.
Right. And I mean, at this point, I really can't complain about not enough time. Because if this movie was another 2.5-hour blockbuster, I would have lost my mind. But I will also say, on that note, some of the kids and some of the more interesting dynamics, or the ones that they focused on, were really, really good.
Yeah, especially at the beginning.
Yes, with her on the bed and the I guess it's the beginning, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, the next in line to receive a power.
Yes,
like their dynamic at the beginning was really good, and then he just kind of disappears.
Yeah,
he's just not in the movie anymore.
Yeah, and that's definitely in the same light where he, like, there's a lot of potential set up, and then it's all kind of, like, it's not missed, but it's, like, just shelved.
Yeah, I think, like, it does add to the movie with Mirabel's character.
Yeah. Because
it shows how, like, she does have, like, a purpose with that family. Like, she's helping them. She's, like, bringing them together.
Yeah.
Especially helping the kid gain the confidence to go up.
I really like the relationship between the main character and then the kid who can talk to animals. Like, that was one of the strongest points, or one of the just her connection to her family and her love for her family. It ultimately is the message of the film.
Yeah, and her family's like lack of love for her.
Yeah. It's not very reciprocated, and that's what they really get into.
There was a scene they did her dirty. Like, they were taking a family photo, and they're like, "Hey, everyone get in. Okay, everyone's here." And Mirabel's just off, like, the camera, and she's like, "I'm not there." And they're like, "Okay, take it."
For a song. Yeah. It was all... I feel like it was... It was definitely the balance they had to make with the time that they had.
I do like, though, how this is like one of the first Disney animation movies in a long time where it's not a buddy movie.
Yeah.
I really like how it was like Mirabel on her own, like trying to figure this out.
That's fair.
Whereas Moana, Zootopia, Tangled, Frozen,
Yeah.
Bolt,
Yeah,
Meet
that
the
came out of nowhere.
Robinsons.
Okay, I'll take it.
I'm just thinking of like all the
Yeah.
recent ones.
Mm-hmm.
They all are buddy comedies,
Fair enough.
and this one is just Mirabel on her own, and I really like that. I thought
Yeah.
at one point it was going to turn into that,
Same.
and then it didn't, and I was like, okay,
Based on the trailers, I thought the I guess the entire movie was like, or I'm sorry, let me start over. The trailer had a lot of shots of her and Louisa, the strong one, like all like hanging off the side of a mountain, like in like a bunch of different environments. So I'm like, okay, she's gonna be like
yeah,
the sister that goes along.
and that's all Louisa's song.
Yeah, and it was all like shrunken, which I guess was clever in and of itself. Because Disney has gotten like devious with their trailers. That is for sure.
Especially the Marvel trailers.
Yes, I'm expecting to go into No Way Home. You know what? Let's not. Let's stop there.
We're going to go down a
we
rabbit
have-
hole
we
if
have-
we do that.
Reached our quota. We have even gone over it.
I want to talk more about Amazing
I mean,
Spider-Man.
we can if we have time at the end. That way, people who's
might,
tired
yeah.
of us can leave. But yeah, do you have anything you want to go into about Encanto? If not, I do.
Yeah, I really liked John Leguizamo's character,
Yeah.
Bruno.
I recognize his voice in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Sid
was
the
like,
Sloth.
is that John? I like whispered over to my girlfriend. I was like, is that John Leguizamo? She's like, who's that? I was like, he's from Moulin Rouge, is what I know him from.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, and it was. It's so vindicating to
It
get a
is.
voice actor right.
It is. Yeah.
But he did a great job. Oh my gosh. I really like his character as well. I like the dynamic. Anybody who Mirabel actually got to develop a dynamic with in the movie and got screen time did a great job.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have a few facts for you if you're ready.
Go for it.
This is surprisingly, I didn't fact check this. The first female Disney protagonist
Who's not a princess?
with glasses.
Never mind. I was talking to okay. We'll talk about your thing first because mine was blurted out.
No, she's officially a Disney princess.
She is a princess.
Yeah.
I guess
She's also the fourth Disney princess to not have a love interest.
sick.
It's weird. It's only the fourth, and that's after Merida, Moana, and Raya. From Raya the Last
I
Dragon.
didn't even watch Raya.
Yeah,
Dang.
that was good too. People who think Elsa, she
How-
doesn't count. Elsa and Anna, they Frozen made so much money that they're
Mhm.
not considered Disney princesses. They're considered their own thing because they're so successful.
That's whack.
Yeah.
How is Mirabel?
Merida from Brave.
No, or is it Mirabel, the main character from Encanto?
Yeah.
How is she a princess? Is it like their royalty in the house or something?
Yeah, I think
In the Encanto?
I know there are like 3
Casita.
official rules to be a Disney princess,
Okay.
and one of them is be like royalty, but it's not a must.
Guess that's confusing to me.
Yeah, I get that. I think one of them is like you have to perform an act of heroism, which is why
What?
like Mulan is a Disney princess because she's not an heir to a throne or anything.
I guess, yeah.
I'm not sure what the other ones are. I can look that up real fast.
Okay.
But do you have any other thoughts for Encanto?
I want to talk about Disney's remarkable ability to turn an inanimate object into a character with emotions.
Yes. I thought we're talking about the house.
Yes.
I thought that was the grandfather.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I interpreted it.
Oh, that'd be
as,
cool.
But then something does happen later in the film that kind of takes that theory away.
Yeah.
And I was even talking to my girlfriend about this because she was like, one of my biggest things was that there's no kind of explanation for the magic. It's just kind of there, and that just kind of lost me.
Fair enough.
I'm like, oh yeah, I get that. I wish there was an explanation.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, like even the house. And I was like, well, I think that's the grandfather.
Uh-huh.
Because like it's helping Mirabel and everything,
Yeah.
and then there's just like this picture of the grandfather just right there,
Right.
and I'm like, okay, so for me it's the grandfather. I still like to think that it is helping Mirabel.
That'd be pretty cool. But just like like the closest resemblance I can think of is the ocean in Moana, which I also like.
Yeah.
I don't know how Disney does it, but those are like some of my favorite like parts of the movie, or I guess I could say favorite characters is Ocean and House. But they just, I don't know, they nail it.
They are, yeah.
I don't know, they find a way to brick by brick, literally, like
I
convey
love
emotion.
the house.
I agree. I like the
I like how it felt like the house also knew what was going on, so that's why it was helping Mirabel.
In the opening setting, there's a like at the ceremony, there's some kids from the village trying to climb up the stairs to get into a room for fun. And they like the house turns the stairs into a ramp, and then they're like, okay, and then they do it again, and it makes it like a fun ramp.
It was like a little fun slide.
Yeah,
I really liked that. That was cute.
I don't know how they give it so much personality. It is a house. But they do such a good job of it, and like, oh my goodness, I can't talk about that. Never mind. Bro, it was so. Oh my goodness, that's something I will never not respect them for.
Yeah. The 3 rules
Okay.
are that you have to be royal by birth, by marriage, or you do a heroic deed.
So it's like, okay.
Yeah, and I guess their heroic deed in this is like helping the family.
Okay. Yeah.
Because like I looked it up, like she is officially a Disney princess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm willing to accept that. But I'm trying to think of loopholes with other Disney movies.
They also have to be human, and
I was thinking of Cars immediately.
the main character of their movie, and they can't be introduced in a sequel. Which is why like Ariel's kids from Little Mermaid don't count, and things like that. Who
is it? Who am I thinking of? Who would be the best candidate? Well, no, I don't. I guess she wouldn't be a princess. Are any of the Star Wars characters applicable? Because there's Princess Leia. Is she a Disney princess now?
I think technically, but no, because it is like different, like non-canonical. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because would Rey be a Disney princess?
I don't think so.
I mean, you can call her extra heroic. I have my own opinions about.
I think they have to be animated too.
Oh, she's animated at some point.
Well, I mean, those Lego specials.
Yeah.
Well, as you think of other Disney princesses, this is one of 7 projects that Lin-Manuel Miranda has had this year.
He's insane.
Yeah, he works nonstop.
If you're listening, Lin, please, I want to meet you and I want you on the show.
Yes, please come on the show. We will talk about anything you want. But yeah, we're talking about him this week. We're talking about him next week.
Yes,
with
we
Tick
are.
Tick Boom.
He is
a busy man.
He's going to do the music for No Way Home. He's going to be one of the Spider-Men.
Yeah.
He's Prodagua guy.
Thwip.
Stop. Imagine Lin-Manuel Miranda's quips. But yeah, he's getting around.
He's making that money.
He has new original music. He's doing the score. He's doing everything musically for the Little Mermaid, the live action one coming out.
Him and Disney, like
he's like creating new original pieces for the movie, which is we'll see.
Him and Disney like collaborate on everything. 'Cause they also did Mary Poppins too.
Yeah. Like I also want to talk about how he always has like he has a very close network of people he chooses from, and there's a lot of overlap, but
it's like Adam Sandler
in the middle. I don't know how I feel about you comparing Adam Sandler to Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, Adam Sandler is just way better.
Well, honestly, anyways,
his Hanukkah song.
Okay.
Anyway,
but where was I? The people that he casts in the middle of it, another voice actress I was trying to guess was the one for Abuela. And so to me it deeply sounded like the Abuela from In the Heights, both the movie and the original Broadway, because they were reused.
Yeah.
I believe her name's Olga. I do not know her last name. Because it really sounded like her, and so we look up the cast and it's not. But she's the singing voice. She was the singing voice.
Oh, okay.
And so I don't know. That was also just something I was really happy with.
Abuelo was a good character. She did suck, but
like Disney style, where it's like boom development.
yeah.
And I guess in this one there was also
it was immediate development.
I feel like I really like movies that have an antagonist that's not like I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make big food. That was a joke. That was from Clifford.
Yeah.
But I like Clifford, so that was contradictory of me.
You like Clifford, but you gave it a 4.
Listen, I liked. Okay, it's
We're
like
not talking about Clifford. We're not talking about Clifford.
It is the opposite of Midsommar. It was a really, really bad movie that I really, really liked. But anyways, I like the overlap. I believe isn't Daveed Diggs supposed to be in Little Mermaid?
Oh yeah, I think I saw something about that.
Is.
Yeah.
Obviously, Stephanie Beatriz is the voice actress for.
I could not recognize her as Mirabel.
I feel like it was in the back of my head, but I never recognized it.
Like I knew it was her, but I kept listening. I'm like, I do not hear her. And I watch her in Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I know she lowers her voice for that.
Yeah.
And I've listened to her in interviews and in The Heights.
Yeah, you walked out of In the Heights.
We don't have to talk about that.
We're gonna talk about that. You're on a movie podcast.
I would have stayed, but I was with 2 other people who were completely done.
Yeah.
So we left and we watched Peter Rabbit 2: The Runaway.
Oh my god.
But I would have stayed, but everyone wanted to leave. So we left. But
no words.
I could not recognize Stephanie Beatriz.
Yeah, at the end I looked it up and it was just like, oh, duh. It was definitely her. Also, any of the people we talk about on the show, if you want to get on, we're usually pretty open. Just contact us and we'll see if we have a spot in our schedule.
See the schedule matches up. We are pretty busy.
If you want to come visit, we'll get you in on the next 2 episodes.
Come on, Andy.
if we're allowed to call you that, I'm sure we could be very close friends in the future. Anyways, to stop sponsoring ourselves, Encanto. I really, really liked it. Do you have anything or any more fun facts or stuff?
Well, for one, Daveed Diggs is in Little Mermaid.
He's
Sebastian.
Sick.
Yes.
You ready for him to rap in French for no reason?
Yes.
He's gonna have a rap song.
A big rap.
Will.
Yeah.
Also, I could have gone into Encanto not knowing it was Lin-Manuel Miranda, and I would have left knowing it was.
Yeah.
His style of writing.
It is very clear right here.
It is extremely clear. The finale song of Encanto, where John Leguizamo's character comes in, is just you can't not I am genuinely shocked that Lin didn't put himself in for that role.
What if he made Disney animate himself into the movie?
That'd be hilarious. I thought they were going to.
I was expecting it because he appears in all of his stuff.
Yeah.
Even randomly, which we'll talk about next week.
True.
But this movie is based in Colombia.
Okay.
It took they produced a lot of this movie in quarantine, which I wonder how that process went. I was looking at interviews. They didn't really say much. Just it was in Zoom. It was different. It also took 5 years to make this movie.
Wow.
And then Lin-Manuel Miranda even hinted at it when promoting Moana. And back in 2016.
How did he hint at it?
He said John Lasseter, who was at the time was the president of Disney, the animation studios. He was a big person there. Thankfully he is gone. We're not going to talk about that. He said he came to me and asked me if I wanted to do something about Latin America culture, and I said yeah. And it was that.
Cool.
It was just that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that turned out to be Encanto.
Yeah.
This is very surprising to me. This is streaming on Disney Plus on December 24th.
Yeah, it had a 30-day theatrical window.
Yeah, just a month. I thought it'd be at least 45 days because that's what a lot of movies are doing now.
I feel like if anything, they changed it so they could what day is it?
Christmas Eve.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get the family together. Give us $30.
Yeah, it makes complete sense to do that. The Rotten Tomatoes score. How about you guess it?
I think it's gonna be. I think the general public will be in kind of line with what we said, where it's not like a star, like super great Disney film, but it's definitely not bad by any means. I would guess it's gonna be. Let's give it an 89%.
For audience or critics?
Critics are probably, well, which one am I closer to?
I don't want to say.
Okay. I was on the money with Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
You were, yeah. Let's see if you can be on the money for this.
Audience.
Okay.
Is 89%.
Do you want to know? Do you want to guess both
wanna,
first?
Do I want to guess the critics? Sure. Okay.
Do you want me to give you the consensus for both?
Yes.
Okay. So the critics' consensus.
Okay.
Encanto's setting and cultural perspectives are new for Disney, but the end result is the same. Enchanting, beautifully animated fun for the whole family. And then the audience is, whether you're looking for gorgeous animation, catchy songs, a heartwarming message, or all of the above, Encanto delivers.
God, I'm going to raise one of them to like 95, maybe 96%.
Okay, 96.
Audience score 95.
Okay. And the critics?
Critic 91.
You are very close.
Okay.
The critic score is 90%. So you're one off.
Oh my god.
And then the audience score, you said 95?
Yes.
It's 93. So you were two off.
Oh my
for
goodness. That. Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah, that's very close. This should be a thing we do every
that'd
week.
Be fun.
It's fun. The Metacritic score is 75.
Okay.
It's I think Metacritic is a good indicator of film.
Is that 75 out of 100?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's very, like, I look at a lot of movies. A lot of them, like, barely get 70.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, like, very hard for a movie to get above 70. So 75 is pretty good.
Fair enough.
And it has a cinema score of an A, which
Solid.
cinema score is they just poll people immediately after seeing the movie.
Okay.
Just regular audiences, and say, if you give it like a score, what would you give it? Like A, B, C, D, F. And an A is very good,
Awesome.
especially for a movie's like financial future.
Mm-hmm.
So just see how it'll do week by week. Speaking of it, it has grossed around $116 million on a $150 million budget. So it's not the best. Still hasn't gotten its budget back.
Yeah.
I doubt that it will at this point.
It's been out for like a little bit now.
Yeah, it's been out for 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks to the day.
Yeah.
And
it was a Thanksgiving movie.
Yeah, and usually movies make most of their money like the first week. So I'm not sure. It may open to more markets. But yeah, that is all the facts I have.
Awesome.
Do you have any more thoughts?
I don't think so. I would encourage watching it. Try and get it for an affordable price. Not. Well, you know what? If you have a big family, $30 isn't bad on Disney Plus.
Well, it's streaming for free.
Streaming for free?
Yes.
That's interesting. Are they not doing Premier Access anymore?
I don't think so. The last one they did was Jungle Cruise.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Huh. That's surprising, honestly.
They may do some for the future, like if they don't think a movie will make that much money.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to stream for free on Christmas Eve.
In that case, wait until then.
Yeah, just watch it then.
It's like honestly, this would be a mad good Christmas film. Like not in terms of the theme of Christmas, but like the theme of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be a really good film. Like a good get together with the family and just kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, how would you rate it?
In the corner of your room.
just a fire.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
It doesn't have to be managed. But yeah. What were you gonna say?
How would you score it?
I've started using Letterboxd as well, by the way.
Okay.
The app that somebody recommended.
Yes.
My girlfriend also used it before, and I've attempted to use it, but like, I would have just started using it, and so every film I've ever seen has not been on there.
Yeah, I have it, but then when I tried rating every film I got, I got overwhelmed, and I just stopped using it.
I have gone through the process of adding my films, and currently I have 198 reviews that I've added. in total for movies I've seen, and I gave that a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd out of stars, or 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, so out of 10 it'd be like an 8.
That's the weird thing with like the star system, is that like 0 stars isn't something you can give. 1/2 is the minimum, which means that a 4 would be more similar to like a 4.5, but you'd still have to like, I don't know. It's confusing. I don't really like the star system.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of like out of 5.
To go back to like just an out of 100 kind of deal, which I think is much better, I would give this film, you know, I'm going to stick with the audience, 93.
Wow.
I would, well, let's lower it a little bit. I'm going to say 90 because I think it has room for improvement, hopefully without adding more minutes to the watch time. But I just really enjoyed watching it. Especially more than I expected to. I thought it was going to be that kind of post-COVID Disney vibe. Because I never saw Raya, but it
was good. It wasn't their best either.
I never had the desire to watch Raya.
Yeah.
And Encanto, I honestly probably wouldn't have watched until it went to Disney Plus. Just because I don't really have the super drive to unless I was doing the show.
Yeah.
So still much better than what I expected. I would give it a solid 90 out of 100 for this.
See, for me, a 90 is like one of the best films of the year.
Okay.
So that kind of surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that
Just
is
wait
something
until
I
next
would
week.
go out and see.
We'll talk about films of the year.
We will. So I would give this probably a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I guess 70 out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's solid.
We should start
like,
documenting our past scores because I want to see
We
how
should.
this compares to what I gave, like, well, Clifford, but like Dune or anything like that. Because I think
we have been like similar
gosh.
with all our scores.
I
This
agree.
is like the most we differed,
I think
but
so.
still like only 2
Next week
points,
it's gonna
20
differ
points.
a lot.
I think it will. Yeah,
Next week's gonna be fun.
it is.
Yeah, I'm excited to do the research for Tick Tick Boom.
Oh,
Another work
I
of-
am doing the research.
Oh, you're
for
doing
that.
it?
Yes.
I'm doing West Side Story.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. That's probably better.
Yeah.
It's probably better.
Yes.
I
I very much believe so. But yeah, I would give it a 7. I think it's solid.
mm-hmm.
There wasn't really any point where I was like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
And that's very rare for me in Disney movies. I thought it was just kind of run of the mill. It's not bad, but it's not great either. Especially the ending. It was just very rushed for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I thought the characters were good. Songs were fine.
Yeah.
The message, it was a good message.
Mm-hmm.
Obvious, but I think it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you want to talk about that short film?
Yeah. What is it? Too Far from the Tree or Far from the Tree?
Something along those lines. It's with 2 raccoons.
Yes, 3 raccoons. It's so.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that messed me up. I love raccoons. I love possums. Opossums, technically.
Far from the
Yeah.
tree.
Far from the Tree. Oh my goodness, who directed it? Give them a shout out.
Writer director Natalie Norgat.
Amazing.
I'm
job.
sorry if I butchered your name. Please come on the show.
Yeah, come correct us. Oh my goodness, that was really good,
It was good.
bro. We're on a podcast, so you can't see me. You can, but I'm definitely not tearing up thinking about it.
No, you're not.
No,
You're holding a strong face right
yeah.
now.
I'm good. Thanks for asking. It was, oh my goodness. It's technically not. I keep calling it a Pixar short film because that's what I'm used to is like the Pixar shorts. But it's just a regular old Disney short film that warms you up before the main event. And oh my goodness,
I thought it was really cute. Yeah.
I agree.
The raccoons were really cute. And then like what happens in it is like kind of heartbreaking a little bit.
But like, do such a good job. When they like the first cut to black, I thought that was it. Like whenever they're both like is it on YouTube?
I don't think it is.
Okay. I feel like most of them end up like being uploaded by Disney to up like
I think
YouTube
they're usually like not release until
Like Disney Plus.
like Disney Plus
Okay.
or like Blu-ray along with the film.
If
It's
you don't
like,
want to watch Encanto, I understand. That's a big 2-hour ask. This is about 3 minutes maybe. Give it a watch.
Yeah,
just
just go
find some
watch it.
free time where you're like, maybe I'll look at my phone and do this instead. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was really cute. I really liked it.
Yeah. But yeah, that's without really giving away too much. Just go experience it. That's really what it is, and I think everybody will have a good time from it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think so too.
that is all I got.
That's all I got too, unless you want to talk about Spider-Man more.
It is 4:55, Anthony.
I will say though, the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh my God.
No, there's real quick.
Go.
The second one, the soundtrack is amazing. It's so
Yeah.
good. Like
Bro,
that
Danny
movie
Elfman
gets
in
so
the
much
first
flack.
one, though. That
Yeah,
was good,
Hans
too.
Zimmer for the second one. Like,
Is it Hans Zimmer?
yeah,
Bet.
it is so
How'd
good.
they web him into that? Can we end? That was bad. We're
Yeah.
gonna cut
Okay,
this
that's
out.
it. That's it. With that very bad pun.
Is it Michael
Giacchino?
Yeah, I thought it was like Giacchino. I don't know.
No, it's like it might be
You sound more right than I am.
Giacchino.
Um.
Yeah, he's doing Spider-Man. No Way Home. Which Spider-Man?
Yeah.
There's too many now.
All the composers swing in.
What if they all come in?
It'd be awesome. All I want, and I'll say it again one more time, is for if Andrew and Toby show up in any light, they have a moment with Tom Holland where they sit there and they do the head tilt thing and they look at each other and it's like, you're like me, like the Spider-Verse, bro.
What I want
Spider-Verse
is
trailer. We
didn't
didn't
even talk about that.
Quick, 1 minute thoughts.
It was really good. I'm so excited for it. It's Spider-Man 2099. It looks so cool.
Oscar
Isaac.
thoughts on him as a person?
He's a great
Invite
person.
him on the show.
Thoughts on him as a person. He's a great person. I love you, Oscar Isaac. Please come in. We won't ask you about Star Wars. We know everyone else does. We won't.
Oh, I might, but not on podcast. Anyways, I also really liked it. I like the vibe of it. I am excited to see more. It's also part 1, which is interesting.
Yes.
I don't know how I feel about that because I don't want there to be another long gap where I have to wait for the second one. But as long as
they're making it at the same time. So if anything, it'll be a year.
I certainly do hope so.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So
you can find us on Instagram.
Yes.
At That's a Wrap NCR. We post pretty frequently.
Yeah.
I try.
That's probably the best place for updates and when we're going live and things like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
We have our podcast archived on the NorseCodeRadio.com website. We have Spotify, iTunes. Is it what is it? Stitcher.
And Google Podcasts.
Yes. So you can find us there or on the website that you're listening on right now.
Yes. We have our schedule up too.
Yes.
For the month. Tentative, if anything happens.
Yeah,
we were going to do House of Gucci this week.
Right.
But then
you'll have to catch
Thanksgiving.
Last week's episode. We note on it for a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, next week we're going to do Tick Tick Boom and West Side Story.
Double feature.
Yeah, double musical and extravaganza.
You should join us for that one. I have some things to say.
We both have some strong opinions about Tick Tick Boom. At least we haven't seen West Side Story.
Correct.
Yes. I will be a researcher for Tick Tick Boom, and Austin will be the researcher for West Side Story.
Yes.
Thank you to anyone who's listening.
Yes, absolutely.
We have been keeping track, and it seems like we're kind of gaining momentum with this. We didn't think there'd be many listeners, and it turns out there are. Yeah. And so we love you guys. Absolutely. We love that you watch or listen, I guess. And we can't wait to make more.
All right. Well, for this episode,
that's a wrap.